loves you here. And I wanted to share with you all some of the unusual ways that I have been transforming the experience that I've been having of one, having a herniated disc, and also having extreme sciatic nerve pain from the disc completely effacing the nerve root. So it was completely covering and spilling onto the nerve root. So I was also experiencing the most extreme, excruciating pain going down my leg, like nerve pain. So all the way down my leg, through my butt, into my foot. And being able to ultimately transform dis-ease, because all dis-ease comes from some kind of dis-ease in the body, and same with stress. So our experience of having stress and anxiety is actually the body, like most of our diseases, most of the pains and the cancers and all of these things that we get is because of stress and that tightness and that contraction of that feeling of stress and anxiety that happens in the body. And through this journey of what I've been on of healing myself naturally, I've been on, like, I can't even tell you, it has been so intense, so painful, so like so intense. And I honestly have been feeling almost like overwhelmed, like this desire to share, like this desire to tell people about what I've been through, tell people the wisdom and the knowledge that I've come to. Like, I have so many different things that I've learned from this experience, and really from my whole lifetime of going through so much pain, so much suffering, abuse, being suicidal, like having suicidal depression when I was younger. I've been through so much, and I've completely transformed my life. And I feel like I mean, I know I have so much to offer people, and yet it has almost become overwhelming to even share because there's so much that I want to share. And I've recognized recently that it actually stopped me from sharing because I felt like it was just like never ending. But the truth is, it like is never ending. So why wouldn't I just start? So I'm just like gonna start sharing my experience so I can start offering y'all, like, I want to share this medicine, and I know how, like, literally it will transform your life in every single area of your life. It can transform you if you choose to dive in instead of running away. And this is the key. Hi. Hi, King. Aloha, King. This is one of the number one ways, okay, right? I said some of the unusual ways to transform anxiety, pain, stress, all of these things, disease. Number one is that you have to be willing to dive into it instead of running away. Hi. And the thing is that we are taught in our society, in our culture, we are taught to run away from pain. We're taught to run away from discomfort. We're taught that anytime you feel something intense and icky and painful and you're like stress energy, right? You like attack the thing, you attack the person, you blame, you shame, you make wrong or bad. And it's this instant, like, remember when you were kids, like the hot potato thing of like, like throwing the hot potato, right? But the fact is like when you are throwing it at other people, always expecting someone else to take the blame, someone else to take responsibility, someone else to fix you, heal you, save you, you're actually pushing off and stuffing down the opportunity that lives within that. Because if you have these sensations in your body, if you experience stress, anxiety, any kind of disease, any kind of pain, any kind of stomach issue, headache, pain in your, literally anything, psoriasis, eczema, Crohn's disease, like anything, endometriosis, like anything, there is medicine there. Pain is a messenger. Dis-ease in the body is trying to tell you something. It would not be there if it wasn't meant to show you something, if there was not something there for you. And because of our culture, our conditioning, teaching us to push it away, run away, don't talk about it, stuff it down. So many of us grew up as kids not being able to express emotion. Like if you expressed emotion, you would be hurt or punished, or that thing of like, I'll give you something to cry about. And because of that, it has made it so challenging for us. We feel so uncomfortable going into these places, feeling the feelings. But the truth is that the only way through the discomfort, through the disease, through the pain, through the suffering is in. Like, excuse me, the only way is to go through it. And the only way to go through it is actually to go in. And so instead of running away, like the number one first thing that you can do to transform and alchemize any kind of pain, any kind of disease, any of these things we talked about, stress, is to actually dive into it and to allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. So the way that you let yourself do that is, instead of running away, you turn in, you pause, you place your hands on your body, and you breathe. And you start to open up the voice just by making some gentle sounds, which calms the vagus nerve, the nerve that runs all the way back from the back of the ear, all the way down the body and connects to literally everything, like a mycelial web. It connects and springs out to everything. So, number one, feel it, right? Let yourself actually breathe in what you are feeling. Do you feel headache? Do you feel tension in your body? Do you feel like stabbing? Whatever it is, breathe it in. Aloha. Everyone, welcome. Thank you for being here. And so, number one thing is you want to breathe first and foremost and actually notice what you're feeling. So, instead of turning away from it, stuffing it down, running away, you're going to breathe it in and you're going to feel it. Let yourself actually feel it. Oh, hello from Russia. Меня зовут Damiana. Хорошо. I know a little bit of Russian. I love Russian. Thank you for your beautiful words from all of you. And so, number one, right, you're going to feel your feelings. You're going to dive in instead of running away. And so, you're going to start to notice what you're actually experiencing. So, instead of just calling it anxiety or calling it, like naming it, instead of even identifying with it and saying like, I have this, or I have cancer, or I have whatever it is, instead you're going to not claim it as yours. You're having the experience of, I have the experience of this, right? I'm feeling this. Oh, aloha. So great to be with you all from Saudi, from El Salvador. Wow, you guys are from all over. This is amazing. Wow. What a gift to be able to see people from all over the world. Wow. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for your presence. So the first way that we start to transform it, again, is to actually really allow yourself to be with it, to breathe with it, and to notice the feelings of what you're experiencing in your body, the sensations, the subtleties of the sensations, instead of just focusing on what we label it. So you're going to actually notice, what am I feeling right now in my body? Is it contraction? Do I feel like a tension? Do I feel like a weight on my chest? Do I feel tightness in my hands? Do I feel sweaty and hot and flushed? And so you're just going to start to play with what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, instead of identifying with it. So breathing into that place and just noticing the sensations. Breathing into it, breathing into the sensations. So again, instead of running away from it, you're going to face it head on. Okay, you're going to face fear. You can consider it as face everything and rise. Face everything and rise. Or you can choose to run away. The other acronym for it is like fuck everything and run. When you feel that fear, when you feel that intensity, when you feel the sensations that you want to run away from. But the other side of that, the other end of that spectrum, is to face everything and rise, to actually expand open into the greatest next potential that is there for you by choosing to turn in, to face it instead of running away. And that's where we start to shift everything in your life, truly, when you can actually face it instead of running away. So this is, again, because we have not been taught this, it seems so foreign and it can feel so uncomfortable and icky to actualize, to actually sit with the sensations and to actually feel what you're feeling. But the truth is that that's the only way that I can start to shift. And so another aspect of this is that throughout this experience, the amount of pain, everything that I went through, people were asking, like, what kind of pain pills are you taking? Like, what are you doing for the pain? And I actually wasn't able to take pain pills, in large part because when I was hospitalized, they pumped me up with so much medication and so many different drugs that my body had a really intense reaction, because I've been very natural and holistic pretty much my entire life. And so I'm not used to having that many pharmaceutical drugs and chemicals in my body. And so it actually caused a huge reaction in my gut. And so up until that point, I really hadn't taken much painkillers either. I had taken ibuprofen a couple times, but in the long like journey that I've been in, which I'm in like the 10th month right now since this happened, I took very, very little pain pills. I took very little anything to help me with the pain. I was doing a lot of more like natural ways of trying to relieve the inflammation, like breath and visualization and, natural anti-inflammatories, turmeric and ginger and things like that. But because I chose to not just put a band-aid on it and mask the pain, because ultimately that's what pain pills do. They take away the they like mask the pain in a way, right? But it's like I said, like putting a band-aid on it, but it's not actually getting to the root of what's underneath it. And so what's required to actually create long-term transformation, long-term shift, not just put a band-aid on it, but long-term shift, you have to be willing to feel it, and you have to be willing to look at what is the message, right? Pain is a messenger. Dis-ease means that there is some kind of dis-ease in the body, so there's something there. And if you're not willing to look at it and actually dive into it and make those changes, it won't ever truly go away, because you didn't actually learn the deeper lessons that were there for you. So, for example, one of my clients that I worked with a while back, she had had 6 surgeries, 6 for the same thing. And even though she kept cutting it out, cutting it out, cutting it out, it never fully went away. It would always come back, because she wasn't doing the deeper emotional, spiritual diving in to what was going on. She was just doing the physical, the band-aid, the cutting it out, right? The Western way of just get rid of it, right? Take some pills for it or just get rid of it. That's the way that we're taught in Western medicine. And not that I love Western medicine. There's so much that Western medicine does that I'm so fucking grateful for. Yes, but it's a merging of the East and the West. We cannot just get by with pill pushing and, the things that you get into your arms to prevent things, and by just cutting things out. It does not work long term. That's why a lot of people who get cancers and different things, like they go back and it comes back, because they didn't actually look at why it was there in the first place. So with that client who had those 6 different surgeries for the same thing that kept coming back, after the very, very first session that we did, I showed her how to alchemize, like actually transform. And for those who don't know, alchemy is the original like transformation of gold into lead, just like Jesus from water into wine, right? We're transforming energy. So we have the power inside of us to do that. We have the power to transform anything, truly. And so because it's already inside of you, it already lives in you right now. I'm not giving you something you don't already have. I'm not teaching you something that isn't already inherent within your body. What I help do as a guide is actually show you and give you the tools and the resources that are already inside of you, and help you awaken and activate that energy, and then harness that power and direct it in a way to transform the trajectory of your entire life and ultimately live the life of your dreams. So this client specifically, after that first session where I showed her how to actually look at what was going on, like why was it there? When did it start? What was going on in your life the first time that happened? Basically discovering what is it related to? Like what happened in her life that needed to be created inside of her for her to receive those lessons. And then we looked at like, what are the lessons there? What are the messages that your body is telling her? And then I guided her into her body to tune in, to listen more deeply to that part in her body, so that she could hear what was going on. We have the ability to listen to our body, our organs, our bones, pain inside of you, anything that is going on. You have the ability to actually ask that part and listen to what it's saying. And you might not hear it right away, because if you're not tapped into your intuition and your natural psychic intuitive abilities, you're not going to hear it. But it takes some time, over time, of listening and deepening that trust and deepening that connection to who you really are, and that truth of that power that's already inside of you. It will get louder and louder and louder, to a point where you cannot deny it. It'll eventually be like yelling at you. And so from allowing her, like guiding her on this journey, she was able to start to shift that. And from that very first session, it started to disappear. The cyst that she had, it started to disappear. It started to shrink. And then the very next session that we had the following week, it was completely gone. And again, this is through online. This is through a Zoom call. A lot of people think like it has to be in person, but the truth is like you can be anywhere and do this magic for yourself. You can do it for yourself right here and now. And if you want guidance and you want support, I've got resources for that on the website. I do one-on-one and couples. I also have a group activation. I also have online initiation courses that will show you how to do this for yourself. And the fact is, again, because it's already inside of you and it's inherent with you, you can start right now by just being with it, breathing with it, tuning into it, asking it, what is here for me? What's here? I know that there's some kind of medicine here for me. What is this here to show me? And you can start to pull back those layers and to do the deeper alchemical magic that is already inherent within you. So there's so many layers to this. As I said, obviously there's so much in terms of what I've been through and what I've experienced and how I've transformed my life. But these are some of the base foundational ways and really I want to invite you to start to play with this like right now, like the next time you feel even just jealousy. If next time you feel jealous, just tune in, breathe, like, where is this coming from? Where do I feel it in my body? What am I experiencing? Or you feel anger or frustration. Just be with it. Take a couple deep breaths, slow down. Tune into your body. And begin to just notice. Notice the sensations, notice where it's coming from. Notice what's there for you and ask, and then listen and go from there. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm really grateful to be starting to share in this way. Feel free to please send me a message as well if you have any questions, or you can comment on here about what I've shared or any specific details or anything, or if you want to dive deeper. I would love to support you in that, and I am really like committing here and now to start sharing the medicine of everything that I've gained from this life and everything that I've been through and how I've transformed my life in every single way, and I've healed everything I've ever gotten. I was told I needed to get surgery for this. I was told I needed to get surgery for endometriosis, for the most like debilitating, excruciating period pains. I had, like I said, suicidal. I tried to commit suicide in 6th grade. Like that's how much pain I was in as a child. I almost like died in an abusive relationship. I have literally been through it. That's only a tiny bit of what I've been through. And I've been able to transform all of it. I was able to transform my experience of endometriosis and heal naturally, without birth control, without surgery, without any prescribed medications. I was able to heal and transform my experience of a herniated disc, where I was completely debilitated in a walker for 9 months without surgery, completely naturally. So it's all possible. And I've helped so many other people heal everything you can imagine. Diabetes, I want to say, excuse me, I should be careful with how I say it. I've helped them transform their experience, whether it was depression, whether it was super high, debilitating stress or anxiety, or all different kinds of diseases and cysts and cancers and everything. We have the power to transform everything you can imagine. Any trauma that you've been through, it's all here for you. And so just know, if you take nothing away from this video, other than the fact that you hold the keys inside of you, I would be so grateful to I just pray that you can feel a little bit of some empowerment coming through from me to you, that you have the power to transform your experience no matter what you are going through. Just keep trusting and knowing that it's there for you for a reason. And if you can dive in deeper to it and embrace it and welcome it and hold it like a little baby in your arms and say, I love you, I'm here for you, thank you. What is here? Like, what are you here to show me? I'm listening. And that alone, your presence alone, giving your full attention, your full focus presence to that thing that's going on for you, will absolutely, without a doubt, start to transform it. Thank you for being here with me. I'm sending you so much love and gratitude. Thank you for your presence. It's the greatest gift there is. Thank you for being here. Damiana loves you. Have a beautiful, magical day. Oh man, I don't know how to use this thing yet. Oh shit.